Alright, so I'm going to be posting this before my videos, guys, and you can partake in it or not, but we're going to do some singing bowls and I'm going to say a little prayer. And you're welcome to just sit and relax and free your mind up before the reading with me. I just wanted to do this. I'll timestamp it, so if you want to go straight to your reading, that's fine too. So we're going to go ahead and start. Take a deep breath. I call upon light and all beings whom serve only love and light. I ask you, angels, ancestors, and light beings, to cleanse and protect this space. Ask for your protection and guidance so that your divine sight can be delivered with love and healing for the greatest good. I ask you, angels, ancestors, and guides, to assist those whom these messages are meant for, to assist them on their journey of healing and spiritual growth. I appreciate your unconditional love and guidance. Thank you, angels, guides, ancestors, and Lord of Love. Amen. Okay, guys, so singing bowls. I'm just going to relax and listen. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if so, I'm glad, and I'm happy you guys come to my channel and enjoy your reading. Hi, guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi. If you're returning, thank you, and welcome again. I'm going to be doing fire signs today. We're starting with Aries, so the way I do my readings is just the Aries energy. It's not just for your sun, your moon, your rising. We all have a first house. That's the house Aries rules. It's the house of self, the house of ego, appearances, first impressions, stuff like that. So we all have a first house, and you may have other things in that house, other planets in that house. You may have nothing in that house, but it's still also in play right now. It's the Chiron, so the wounded healer, and trying to heal things through the Aries energy. I think, hold on, I think I'm right. I think it's in Aries right now. I'd have to, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, because we just got through, I think, Taurus. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure Aries is the Chiron, and Chiron's in Aries right now. Alright, guys, so if you are returning to my channel, you know that I'm in the space between spaces. This space has been working out really well. It does get a little warm in here, so I try to get up and do this earlier in the morning. I did pre-shuffle some things here. We are going to just pull these cards, but I did get loyalty, preparation, and nobility. Looks like feeling determined to stay in the pre-shuffle. I got a determined energy to stay dedicated to something you're working on, Aries. But that may or may not come out in the actual reading. We will see. Let's get your... we're going to get the soul cards first, you guys. So we're probably going to go today in the order of Aries, Leo, Sag, Aries. First one. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's giving me an energy of maybe needing a helping hand, maybe hoping for some help or a helping hand, reaching for some, it feels like with this, like you could be, oh, there's been a lot of this energy, and I call it kind of, it's, to me, it comes in as a year, I think it was like 2 years ago or something, 3 years ago, in this process. I had a time where I kept getting these kind of cards with, the first soul cards, which this is a mix of both the soul cards, and it's like a molding the light energy. And the way I can describe that is like when you feel like after the cleansing and kind of you're working on like the purifying process, and you can feel like a lot more like positive, like angelic energy. You're feeling very like vibrant, and you're feeling very like there's something really fresh and pure and new there to turn into something positive. So it's kind of like it's like that light at the end of the tunnel after what I feel is like the dark night of the soul kind of stuff. And then you get this like you're all of a sudden engaged or observing your strength again in the most angelic, the most good way. Like it's a really positive light that you haven't felt for a very long time. And it's like, what do I do with it now? You could maybe just be looking for some just guidance, or kind of reaching out for maybe some help, guidance, maybe a little inspiration about what to do with this new kind of, it's not new, you guys, our light and our goodness, it's not new. It's just we we numb it, we ignore it, we put it on the back burner for the beginning of our lives a lot of the times, guys, and we aren't really engaged with the brightest parts of ourselves as we're going through a lot of lessons, which I believe are a lot of karmic lessons that we're meant to learn, and especially the beginning of our lifetimes here on Earth. But then once you start clearing that up, there's like this, it's emptiness, but it's a good emptiness. It's positive, because it's just like this so full of conditioning and negative energy, negative feelings, negative actions, maybe behaviors, even on your part, just the way we handle our emotions, stuff like that. This is beautiful. Somebody else got this too. So, there is something here, I feel like, that you were kind of, and you may have really had to work hard to find this kind of like inspiration or this shine inside of you, this good positive energy, but it's there, and you're like examining it, looking at it, and turning it into something here. There is something here you're trying to create from a good place, and I feel like it's so that you can like, and it also with this last card here, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but she's got this flower, and I'm seeing this flower as kind of her I could say badge of honor, but it's like a really something everybody can see, and it's white. It's also white, like this energy or this light that this person in the middle is turning into something, and it's something beautiful, and it's something that everybody can see. So I feel like maybe before you've like recently been kind of it's not a dark place, it's just not knowing how to get out like completely. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. This person is reaching for the end of the end is in sight, but it's just not quite in reach, where I feel like you're there now, Aries. There's a feeling here of being there, being out, and then going, okay, now what do I, it's like you've carried something, and this is what I was just trying to explain in the best words I can, guys, is that we carry this spiritual, really good nature with us through our whole lives, through the darkest of the times and the worst of times. It's there, but we take it with us the whole time, and we just don't access it, and we don't, because we're just so wrapped up in just really trying to just survive, which is not how we want to live, right? So that's why we learn and we get out of places where we where we can actually express ourselves. And I think a lot of it is time, divine timing too. I think in society and everything, it's been really hard to express these things without some kind of taboo or some kind of thing, some stigma or something attached to spirituality, religion, God, whatever. You know, it's just, you're always running into people's judgments or narrow-mindedness or just, you know, like whatever. And we've learned that this is not a way to live, and it's not serving us to really, I hate to say it, but like care what other people label or judge. Or we all are spiritual. We all are a part of the universe. This is God. This is everything working divinely together. This is nature and something amazing put together. And it's just absolutely like profoundly unignorable. You cannot ignore this. So, you know, you can go through all these dark times, and you can, and maybe it wasn't that dark. Maybe it was, you know. A lot of people have, if you're watching something like this, you've probably been through some dark times. Because this is where the healing comes in. This is why these channels, and this is why energy and reading and just all this is happening is for the healing process. It's for healing, a releasing, and a kind of transmuting. And I feel like that's what this person in the middle is doing, is transmuting this, it's not even transmuting, actually. It's in its purest form right now. And it's just like, what do I do with this? It's absolutely, and she makes it into a beautiful flower that she can wear, you know, a badge of honor is what it's feeling like. Like you went through something, and now you are showing that, the good, the positive, what you've kept through it. Not what you've actually went through, but what you've held on to, if that makes sense. The positive that you've held on to. That's what I'm feeling, Aries. So we will go ahead and get one of these cards here. And I sometimes I do get a little excited, a little riled up when I start to talk about like the past and conditioning and stuff, because I feel like it's just molded a big part of our society, and being like just narrow-minded. So I'm also, this one of my intentions for this channel is just to open people's minds up to energy, and that it exists. And just because you don't see things doesn't mean it isn't there, and it isn't a huge part of your existence and affecting your life in a really big way. Because I know from a fact it does affect your life in a really big way. This is interesting. I want to say it was Taurus that got this also. So this is the unknown, knowing the unknown. So there is, with Taurus, I got this feeling like right beyond this, like, kind of unknown place was another version of themselves waiting. And that's kind of how yours is also feeling. It's also having that same, it's also making me feel that same way, like coming out of a place where it's like kind of leaving behind like an old image of yourself, or an old way of handling yourself, or how do I put this? The way you are using your, this is a little different, but it's like the way you're using your positivity and your light and your, are changing. And there's also like a feeling here, and I don't get the feeling that you are scared. I feel like you're more curious about what's kind of on the other side of this. What's the light at the end of the tunnel? What are you exactly going towards here, Aries? Because it feels like you're very focused on something here, and you're looking directly ahead at, it almost feels like you want to show this specifically to somebody or something. Like there's an intention behind this. It feels very intentional, like for a reason. Like you've made it known to yourself that you're doing, that you've done this work, or you've went through this, and now you're purposely, intentionally doing something with your, I can only call it light, but doing something with your light working abilities, to show or make it seeable to specifically maybe a group, a family, a friend. I feel like you're really focused on, maybe you started this huge change coming out of like darker places, or places where you weren't like kind of utilizing your positivity in a positive way. You weren't using it to your best of your abilities, and you started doing that specifically for something or somebody or a relationship or something like that. And that happens sometimes, you know. We start a process because we don't want to lose things in our life, or we just get tired of being on our own or by ourselves. And there could be something you're really trying to look and be your best for. That's what I'm feeling. So that's the best way I can describe that energy, Aries. So let's go ahead and get 3 words here. There is a feeling here in the past of like reaching, very much so, almost being in touch with it, and now actually having your hands on it, whatever this is. If this isn't your own like positive nature that you have kind of came in contact with again, or are introducing, that's what it kind of feels like. It's like a reintroduction to your purest self. If that isn't what this is, it is you almost having your hands on something that makes you feel better about yourself and makes you feel more beautiful and more just loved, cared for, stuff like that. And it's in your hands now. Like, it's interesting. That's what I'm getting. What do we got? Potency. In chaos lies opportunity. The power to influence or impact, strength and concentration of an agent. I was getting that determined energy in your pre-shuffle, that there is a, and then this is falling under this card, you guys. This does look pretty chaotic and potent and hard. I feel like a lot of hard energy, kind of really pushing through some hard energy. To find an opportunity to kind of reach for something new or attain something that you maybe went through this for. Like, this is interesting. It's almost even feeling like you could have went through something kind of really heavy, maybe like constrained, maybe chaotic, maybe for even something else. Like your intentions was maybe to help somebody else or do something for somebody else. And it's kind of left you looking at what you have left now and restructuring it into something that you can give back to yourself. But that's kind of another side message. And if this isn't your message, Aries, then it's just not. There is other placements and other readings. But if it is, there's a couple different messages coming through here. And these are general, you guys. So, authority. See farther by standing on the shoulders of giants. Legitimate right to order. Decide or advise by knowledge or experience. Yeah, I was kind of just getting that. Like, you could have been helping somebody, and that could be this hand reaching out. You could have actually been trying to maybe help somebody else get through some chaotic times. Or vice versa, they're helping you. But there is a feeling here of now it's like it's in your hands, like this order, this attainment. It's attaining something, and you may have been either helping somebody else attain some kind of strength, some kind of in chaotic times gain their strength back, gain their light back, help them through heavier times, darker times, restricted times, or vice versa, you guys. But then there's this feeling of actually having it in hand now, and if this is not happening right now, it's right here. And then there's this kind of reshaping it into something that is actually really beautiful, like really beautiful. This could be a relationship, this could be yourself, this could be a multitude of things, you guys. Let me get one more. Potency, authority. This is really feeling like taking control of your direction too. That's what I'm feeling. And I don't read I don't read a lot of readings with relationships and stuff like that, but we have a lot of relationships in our life, and they are a part of our life. So they do come into the readings, but I like to read directly for the sign I'm reading for, the energy I'm reading for. So we also got variety. Wow. Jack of all trades, master of none. State of being diverse in skills or interests. Whew. Yeah, this feels like taking control over something. Some kind of direction you are headed, and you've been headed. It feels very intentional. And it feels like you absolutely know what you're doing here. And you know that there's something here that maybe was originally directed towards one direction. But now it's kind of like, it's interesting because I'm getting a feeling like you started doing something in one direction, towards one relationship, one person, one intention, one goal, and it's turned into like this beautiful thing that like is being noticed. So it's kind of turned into a variety where you're noticing like, oh, I actually have options now. Like where it was like, I feel like your ideas of what you can do now or where you can go, or I feel like your confidence has been raised greatly. I am feeling that because there is like a really strong energy here of like, there might have been some like heavier times, and you used that like chaos and darkness to like redirect yourself and take control over your strength, your inner strength. And now it's just, you've turned it into something that's absolutely noticeable by others. That's what I am getting, and can't not be missed. And there's a feeling here of being noticed. You know, I am getting this feeling of being noticed, where really maybe originally you just wanted to feel good about yourself, or you just wanted one person to notice your shifts, your change, or your strength. Because this is feeling like inner strength. That light, that molding the light is like this inner strength, the spiritual strength, the resilience, the love, the purity, all the bright, good stuff that we can utilize instead of bitterness and hate and resentment and shame and judgments. And you know, it's just a really good energy to embrace when when it's so easy for people to just be mean, you know. And it's like you took something, it feels like you've taken something really good, you've taken an opportunity in the middle of something that probably wasn't like easy or comfortable, and turned it into something that is good for everybody. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Not just good for you or one other group or one other person, but a variety of people. A multitude of energies are benefiting from this opportunity that you've taken to take control over something in your life. So you could have a big family, or you can have a lot of people that were looking up to you or watching you, and they've noticed a shift, a change, and you taking this control over your life and working on a lot of things. And I feel like it's brought attention to you. That's what I'm feeling. So let's go ahead and get one of these. And there could be this something you just definitely know here, Aries, about where you're headed here. It does feel very intentional, and it feels very like kind of goal driven. The moon, but there is something unknown. There is something you don't see here. Let's see if this is let's get some more on that. So there is something definitely unknown here, even though there's a feeling here. Maybe you there's just an interesting, it feels like also there's been a dramatic shift or change. Maybe in the direction you were going, or why you started something in the first place, and now it's completely going in a different direction, and it's kind of unknown where it's going, but you know it's not going where it originally was, if that makes sense, or where you originally thought it was. Now it's going a different direction, but you may not just know the exact like look of that direction or the end result, but you know it's not going where originally you thought it was going, which could have been maybe just a different energy. Maybe you thought it wasn't going to turn out like it's turned out, and it's turning out different. Something here is turning out different than you thought, or you even intended, and it could be better, you know. But we are going to look. The cauldron, yes. So this is that. This is that alchemy. This is, you know, to me, this is alchemy. This is temperance. This is taking a lot of different elements and a lot of different lessons, all that, everything, all energy put in the pot and stirred and made to make some magic in your life. And I feel like that's what you've been doing, Aries. There's been some magic made, and maybe it's turning out way different but better than you thought. And it's actually benefiting more than just you or more than just another person or something like that, where it started out kind of, I'm just doing this like simply, and it kind of has blown up or gotten bigger, and it's reaching a multitude of energy or people. Yeah, so I am going to read that cauldron here too. Let's see here. The cauldron card suggests difficult beginnings, but urges that you persevere and keep going. When you draw this card, it's a signal that fate or karma are infusing the situation. So this could have been karmic or fated, and that could be the unknown part. It's like, well, now it's not where I thought it was going to be, but it's whatever happens, happens. Like, it's supposed to happen. The cauldron is a spiritual vessel that serves as a ritual container where sacrifices are made. Here, spiritual fires slowly burn away all that is deemed unworthy. That's nice, and that's that purity. That's pure, like it's a purifying feeling. Where if it isn't meant to be in your life, like maybe intentionally you started doing this for one reason and one goal, and now it's like you got all you need to like make yourself feel like confident, and like there's something else happening here that's not originally in the plan. Is kind of what I'm getting. This card can represent great potential, creativity, and spiritual insight, and I am getting that. The cauldron can symbolize circumstances which require the endurance to allow the situation to simmer. Now, there's definitely something happening here behind the scenes that is unknown. And if you're intuitive and you feel energy, you may know there is definitely something happening behind the scenes, chemicalizing behind the scenes, and things just may not look the way they you thought they were going to look, and maybe they aren't going the way you thought they were going to go. But it's definitely for a reason, and you do know that. So that's the knowing but not knowing. This card may appear when the ego has been wounded or a path suddenly ends. This is a powerful card with a message regarding the fulfillment of destiny. Now, there's definitely something here that's meant to be. You going through this really chaotic time, taking all your control back, or all your, not even taking it back. It's just like owning it, shaping it, and actually like directing it. Like, I feel like you have a strong purpose and direction in what you're doing, Aries. That's what I am getting. And there's no like, and it's very like loyal, and it's very like determined, and it's very like headstrong about what it's doing. But I feel like it could be catching a lot more, like there's a lot more happening than you thought was even going to happen. Like, it's kind of crazy. The card of the cauldron sometimes presages a complete rebirth and reconnection with your life path. And that is kind of what this is feeling like. Like, you, through some chaotic stuff, maybe originally your goal was for something, I say small, but it could have been for like a relationship or a job, and you started doing some work. You started doing some shadow work, and you started breaking down obstacles in your mind and in your heart. And now it's like, wow, I've seen a bigger picture now, and I actually am directing my energy in a different way now, and I've seen something like that I didn't see before, and now it's like, wow, there's more options than just being this way or going this direction or being yeah, but it's just like, it's different, it's unknown, it's really a different territory, is what I'm feeling for you. So let's go ahead and we got the moon. Let's pull a few tarot here. Potency, authority, and variety. Yeah, I think you got your mind set on one thing, but there's a variety of things opening up for you, and it could lead to some of that Seven of Cups energy. It could lead to, you know, just if you know in your heart and you're following your highest guidance, then stay exactly on the path you're on, Aries. Don't get, let's see what we got here. The Hangman, that says that change in perception. There is still something, it feels like, that you're trying to decide on whether to invest yourself in. Especially now. I feel like you may even be waiting for somebody else to change their perception of you, is what this is even coming through as. I got the Hangman and the Page of Pentacles. And then we got that Four of Swords. But it was reversed. So, I am feeling like there has been a lot of time spent trying to see things differently, trying to understand things differently. There still is a feeling here, though, of trying to change somebody's mind or perception about you. And that's kind of what the Taurus reading was, but it was more like they were like, there was like a feeling of releasing their old ego or what they thought of themselves. But this feels like you may have started doing something, or you were in some really chaotic energy and you're reaching for like that light at the end of the tunnel, where maybe you are perceived different or you are understood differently. And it feels like, or where somebody would invest in you, or and I don't like readings that are about other people making your worth more or better, but this could have been your intention in the first place. And then there's still a feeling here of not knowing what to do with what you have, but going very slow and kind of really taking a very, very long, hard look at what you are actually going to invest yourself in. The energy I'm getting is that there's a time out here needed, and it may just be happening naturally so that you can really make a good decision, because there is a variety of choices, and a lot of things aren't what maybe you started out. It feels like it feels like towery, but in a really, I feel like you're in a good place right now, Aries, where you have options, you have choices, but Spirit is definitely saying rest, go slow. You may feel like things aren't moving forward right now, but there's a lot of, I feel like, perception or a lot of views of you being changed behind the scenes. Like there's stuff happening behind the scenes that you can't possibly know right now, so just to stay on path. But there is, I feel like you could have wanted maybe, and if you didn't want somebody to change their perception of you or look at maybe this chaos differently, some chaos that has happened in your life differently, I feel like there's some stuff happening to help heal some things behind the scenes. If this was, for instance, for example, a case where, you know, there was some really a toxic relationship or a toxic situation where it led to a lot of chaos, and now, you know, you found yourself reaching for what you've lost through the chaos, and you found it, and now you're taking control over what you found in yourself, because you can't take and we can't just pull people back into our lives and our energy. We try, believe me, we try, but we can't ourselves. We can pull ourselves back into, we can pull our highest selves back into our conscious awareness, and be very aware of what we're doing with our energy, just not others. So I think that is what's making you shine right now, Aries, and I think it's opening up a lot of maybe attention, maybe other things. There's still variety, but I feel like you're still very determined. There is some kind of different perception or view needed, whether this is, I feel like this, you could be hoping this from somebody else, but this is also, you want, like, taking your time to invest in whatever choice you make, whatever direction you go. I do feel like you're starting to come out of that rest time and that healing time, and trying to decide what your next step is, and that is what I am getting. So it's just unknown right now. Yeah, and we just acknowledge, assert, and protect what is right for you. And that's on the bottom of this deck. And that is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like whatever you began this, there could be some energy here, even that feels like, man, I did all this, and you, like, somebody still ain't seeing me differently, or I ain't being perceived differently, or I still don't know where, now I really don't know where I want to put this, because I worked so hard to, like, take control of this over myself, over my energy. I don't know what I want to do with it, so I'm just going to hold on to it, and, you know, until I decide, like, who I want to share it with, or who, and I feel like that's probably a good move right now, Aries, because there is some things going on behind the scenes that are absolutely, but it is giving me a strong message of staying with whatever originally you were determined to do, because that was the muse, that was the fire that started this in the first place. It's very interesting what I'm getting. And then we got here, relevance, all aglow is in the work. That is really nice. Traceable connection between action and meaning, purposeful effort. That's exactly what I'm feeling, you guys. Purposeful effort, intention, determination, loyalty, something but maybe you just ain't getting the results, or somebody else ain't getting the results. Like, it's happening slow, but there's something really good happening here. And Spirit's saying, stick with it. It's there. It's just, maybe, sometimes I feel like I was just talking to one of the kids at work about this, and I was just saying sometimes the universe tests us, and like we'll be doing really good, and then it's like, oh, we're definitely going to hit that goal now, or we're definitely going to attain this achievement now, and then we don't, or we aren't, and it's usually something with somebody else acknowledging us, or that raise, or that, or it's kind of in somebody else, like they're part of your world, but it's kind of in their hands, like that sense of like achievement with the people around you, and it just doesn't come like boom, but then when it does, it comes, so there could be something here. Really just stay with what's relevant and what's true to you right now, Aries. Even if you're getting a lot of options, a variety, stuff like that, stay with what is good for you and what has really give you that strength and that determination to keep going and taking control over your life and yourself, and especially your inner self, and working this magic, because there's something that has definitely lit you up and sent you in a direction of this. It's really nice. It's really good. So I really feel like, yeah, there's just something you don't see here. You could even be feeling almost stuck, There is that feeling. Let me see what's on the bottom here. Okay, so let me just get one more here, you guys. I'm just curious. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's action, 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 action. All the knights, you guys. I mean, well, not all of them, but it's just like a lot. We got the Knight of Swords. This is your mind and your heart being on the same page, moving forward in the same direction. Although on these cards, it looks like they're going in two different directions. Kind of looks like this Knight of Swords wants confirmation or acknowledgement about this perception, maybe working on changing that perception still. And this Knight of Cups, and this could be two different people here that we're talking about. Water and air, or just that intellectual and emotional energies. And then one going in the direction of healing. And there's just some stuff happening behind the scenes right now that it's actually absolutely divine timing. So if you're waiting for something to come together here, maybe two different energies, a really intellectual energy and a really emotional energy, whether this is two people, or it could be work and home, it could be something like that, where it's heart and head. There is something happening behind the scenes here that absolutely, and then the Lovers, yeah, right on the bottom. It's, stuff's happening, you guys, so hold on to your horses, hold on to your, vision, your determination, and your goal, and whatever you began in the first place. Just stay on track. If you know it's right for you, stay on that path, because I feel like stuff's just playing out slower, or maybe not feeling like it's playing out at all right now, but it's for a reason. There's some healing going on, there's some rest and recuperation going on, and there's some changing of perception going on with whatever situation you're dealing with. Aries, that's your reading. I appreciate you guys coming, watching your reading. I appreciate your likes, your subscribes. I hope that helps somebody, and I will talk to you later, and I hope you have a good day.